would be. So now let's jump into a compare table example, right? How do we use the compare table to build the baseline for a bar line combo chart, right? So again, I'm going to jump into my opportunities data, and you can see it's still applied the count of opportunities. So with my compare table, I'm going to look at my close rate over time, and I want to see what is my team's win percentage, right? So I'm going to do two very distinct operations, right? That's why I want to showcase this. How do you get to compare table if you're not familiar? We have our 3-mode switcher here. We activate the table mode and then activate the compare table. So now I'm looking at a compare table. And it's fun to look at things over time. This is made up data, so we will see some silly anomalies in here while we're using it. I'm going to look at this data over year, month, and instead of count of opportunities, let's look at the sum amount, right? And I was saying we want to let's look at deals where we have, won the business. I apologize, I need to add a filter, and now I'm going to look where I have won the business. So these are now the deals where we have won the deal. Now, I said, so we're looking at win deals over time. Let's look at our team win-loss percentage, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add just the count of opportunities. And again, it's no longer count of rows, it's count of opportunities, so this is great. And I want to look at just the deals where we won the deal. So I'm going to add a filter to this column. I could have cloned the previous column, which might have been a little bit easier, but I did want to show that we can uniquely control the filters per column if you want, right? So we have the sum of the deals where we have won the business. We have the count of the opportunities where we have won the business. And now I'm going to add a row of a column where I'm counting the opportunities. So these are the total amount of opportunities with this close date. So this is, you can see here that there was one, it is implied then that there's one opportunity we lost. You can see that we've lost some opportunities as we've gone over time. So now I'm going to add one more row, and I can put on this one more column. I can add for this column whatever I want, because I'm actually going to edit this column and create a formula, right? So I'm going to say that this is B divided by C, right? So column B was the business that I won, the opportunities that I won. Column C was the total number of opportunities with the close date in that month, so we lost those deals. And actually, there is one technical update I need to make to this, but we'll go ahead and proceed as is. So B over C, and I'm going to name this column win percentage. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to a percentage format. I'm going to apply, and I can see my win percentage. Now I'm almost done editing. I can close that. And I mentioned there was one little particular thing on this count of opportunities. I should edit this, add a filter if I want to be accurate and make sure that the deals have closed, right? So there might be some bad data out there. So now I definitely have my win percentage, right? And so I mentioned we're going to make this a bar line combo chart. And you can imagine that these two middle rows, the columns that contribute to my calculation, those are not important anymore, right? I don't need those. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and hide that count of opportunities and also hide that count of opportunities. So hopefully you see now what I've done is two very distinct operations to create the data that is the baseline for my bar line combo. But we're not complete. So oftentimes what people will do, what I encourage people to do, leave it in table mode and clip it to a new dashboard. So I'm going to clip this into my dashboard, and I have my table. And part of this example I also want to highlight is that if I drag this on, I don't yet have a bar line combo chart, right? And there is no way, if you just drag the table, to switch it to a bar line combo. So if you're not familiar, you first need to drag our chart out here, and then you drag the table onto the chart. It isn't exactly what we wanted, right? And that's what I wanted to demonstrate as well. there's still some changes that we need to make, right? So I activate my widget, and I am able to then change the chart type, and I can change it now to my combo chart. Still, something is a little odd, right? I wanted to mash these charts together to get something more visually interesting, easier to decipher, and also take up less space, right? So what else do we need to do? We need to go ahead and change the axes on our chart. So how do we do this? This is a combo chart. So we go into the combo chart settings. And right now we're in axis mode of small multiples. And we would like to change that to dual axis. Now, when we change this to dual axis, you can see the two axes, the sum of amount on the left and the percentages on the right. If you made a mistake and switched to single axis, you can see that we're using the same numeric scale, and these percentages are so small that they basically look like zeros. So in this example, where the formulas are very divergent, very different, very delineated, you would likely want the dual axis if you smash them together like this. So that's how we use the compare table, and hopefully you can extend my example into much more interesting formulas. As you saw, the two columns were completely disjoint into how they were looking at the queries of the data. So you can use that to your advantage to create the bar line combo that you would want to include.